During the Cold War, Sweden was prepared for a Soviet invasion across the Baltic Sea. We built planes, ships, and tanks, all with one purpose: to stop the Soviets from setting foot on Swedish soil, and if failing that, beating them swiftly back across the ocean. Or at least, that was the plan and the main worry for a lot of our military staff at the time. However, another front was a possibility that had to be taken into account. The Soviet 6th Army, part of the Northern Military District with their headquarters in Petrozavodsk, had units earmarked for operations in the Nordic subarctic region, including offensives against Swedish Lapland. In this cold and unhospitable terrain, the Swedish army was prepared to trade ground for blood against the enemy. Specialized infantry brigades, called Norrland Brigades, were to delay and carve up any enemy battle group that dared meet them on their home turf. Highly specialized for their environment, they traveled in light BV-206 all-terrain vehicles, giving them a massive edge in off-road mobility. According to Swedish Army tactical organization goals, a Norrland brigade on the offense was to be able to completely destroy a mechanized regiment 30 kilometers from the nearest road within 3 days of fighting. On the defense, a mechanized division was to be delayed in the same time span. They would not be working alone though. Aside from typical support assets, the upper northern military region had several ranger battalions, called Norrlands Jägarbataljoner, at their command. They would be working behind enemy lines, gathering intelligence, delaying enemy convoys, taking out high-value assets, and in general trying to make the enemy's life a little harder. In addition to the Rangers' work inside our borders, they would also work beyond them. In wartime, a border river is nothing more than a river. Even further behind the lines though, small insertion teams from the military intelligence and paratroopers would operate across northern Finland. Missions towards the Kola Peninsula were also very much on the table for these long-range recon patrols. These units would be deployed at the grey area between peace and war to gain intelligence on the enemy's axis of attack. Later on they would attempt to destroy enemy higher command units, either via direct action or as observers for the Air Force. At this point I think we all can agree that this sounds good and decent in theory. However, how would it look in real life? This is impossible to say of course, but I will try my best to simulate it in the wargame Armored Brigade 2, where all the combat units of a Norrland rifle battalion during the 80s can be found. Follow me along as we try to recreate this historical matchup that never happened. Before we get going, let's talk about what can be done in the simulation and what we are limited by. First of all, the map in of itself will be one factor. The only Swedish map in the game is called Trelleborg, that is in the far south of the country. The terrain is completely different to the subarctic environment the Norrland rifles were expected to fight in, and is far more suited to the heavy armored units, which one would find in the south. For the sake of this video, the map called Southeastern Finland is a lot more similar to the kind of terrain found in the north of the country. Although it is a bit more developed, with industrial buildings, more paved roads, and also lack of some of the more open areas found in a subarctic climate, places that look similar can easily be found in northern Sweden. Moving on to support assets such as artillery and air, the ace in the upper northern military district sleeve was the Bekan 1, a self-propelled artillery gun of which 2 battalions were earmarked for the defense of the north. They had an extremely quick rate of fire, being able to fire 15 shells in 45 seconds. This system is, as far as I know, not represented in the game. Instead we will have to make do with 2 batteries of 4 unspecified guns each, targeting the same area to simulate the higher rate of fire. When it comes to the air, it is well represented in game. We have access to the AG-37 Viggen and the SK-60 trainer, which could be used as a light attack aircraft. We also have the PVHKP-9 with its 4 TOW missiles for recon and anti-tank work. All of these helicopters were based in the far north in real life, so this fits well. The only thing I'm missing are the Maverick air-to-ground missiles which the Viggen could carry. Moving on to the ground, our recon units on the field will be 2 platoons of Norrland scouts. The Norrland Recon Company was a brigade level asset and it consisted of 4 Norrland scout platoons along with staff and supply units. The company also had access to 47 mines of both anti-personnel and anti-tank variety in its organization. In the game, 2 of the 3 squads in the platoon carry Carl Gustav RCLs and AT-4 disposable anti-tank weapons. These will be set up in a tripwire-like fashion to disrupt the enemy as they move along the few roads available. The 3rd squad, without AT weapons, will be set up in observation posts, where they can get line of sight to as much ground as possible. Moving on, we have a total of 3 infantry companies under our command, the first one mentioned being the local defense company. These were numerous during the Cold War, with just one of the defense areas by the southern Swedish-Finnish border having 3 battalions worth of them. They are however lesser in training and strength than the regular Norrland rifles, with only 1 squad per platoon carrying Carl Gustavs, the rest having the obsolete M68 disposable AT weapon. In addition to this, they carry AK-4 assault rifles, M45 SMGs and KSP-58 machine guns. They are only suited for defensive and observational purposes. They do not have any further support assets. The Norrland rifle companies, as I have chosen to represent them in game, have all the tools of the trade which they had in real life. The infantry squads carry assault rifles and machine guns. In real life at this point they would have the 5.56 AK-5s and KSP-90s, but I am unsure how accurately this is modeled in game. 2 out of 3 squads per platoon carry AT-4s for anti-tank duties, whilst one of the squads carries the Carl Gustav. They are transported by the previously mentioned BV-206 all-terrain vehicle. In real life, the 4th platoon of each company was an AT platoon. In 1988, a year prior, they were beginning to be fitted with the RB-56 Top Attack ATGM, the first of its kind in the world. Previously, they would be using the 9cm recoilless rifles. I have chosen to include a section of each in-game to represent the platoon and this shift in technology. In-game, the recoilless rifles are transported by tractors, whilst in real life they would be rolling in BV-206s like the other components. These heavy RCLs are not to be underestimated, with their heat projectiles capable of penetrating 500mm of armor. In addition to this, AT assets from the Brigade anti-tank company has been allocated to us, with each company reinforced with additional anti-tank weapons. A section of BV carried TOWs for one, and a section of BV carried 9cm RCLs for the other one. A section of IKV-91 assault guns are also present in support of each of the companies. Staying on track, pun intended, the BAL group has been reinforced with a platoon of STRV-103 MBTs. Although armored units were more concentrated in the south of the country, a tank battalion using these unorthodox tanks was fully equipped and ready in the far north. In addition to this, each of the companies has an MG section with KSP-58s mounted on tripods, and a mortar platoon consisting of 4 12cm heavy mortars are acting in support. Fun fact, the mortar company was part of the battalion staff in the organization, and of course this formation had access to 42 mines. I couldn't find the correct documents to show me how many mines a brigade would carry in total, but the maintenance battalion was to include 2,932 anti-tank mines to resupply the brigade with, and I've heard that the total amount of mines was something just absurd. This is represented in the game as well. However, in previous games, enemy tanks have rolled through my minefields without any problems. We will see how much work this vital asset gets done in game.
Bertil Caesar till stridsgrupp NERV. Fientligt mekaniserat förband upptäckt öster om er position med misstänkt anfallsmål NERV by. Storlek okänd men uppskattat till brigadstorlek. Egen brigadspaning befinner sig i detta nu 1-2 kilometer öster om linjen Pilmelempi-Laurila österut och rapporterar fientliga framryckningsriktningar via radio. Slut meddelande.
Hello guys, welcome to this video. I hope you all enjoyed a little bit different intro. Or, well, it was probably a bit more than an intro, but yeah, it was really fun to make, and I sincerely hope you enjoyed it because it took some effort too. Anyway, if we're looking at the map a little bit, I'm gonna go through the units. I'm gonna go through, or well, the units have already been gone through in great detail, but I'm gonna go through a little bit where I placed them, what I'm thinking, and I'm also gonna explain a few things about the game. So for those that don't know, so for example, these blue circles here are BPs, battle positions for our helicopters. So they have been preset. We have no way of changing them when the battle gets going. But what I'm trying to do is with this one meet the enemy quite strongly here near Laurila. And yeah, you can see by the mines, which are these little blue icons here, that I'm expecting, a meeting or an engagement in this area. Moving on to the left here, this position is this is a fallback position for one of the companies, basically around this area here. So I wanted something here for additional support, so to say. Also, I think I figured out what the movement issue was with the camera from last time, so I'm gonna have to be, I think, a little bit more smooth with my movements because they are very like big, when I zoom in like that. So I think that together with like moving around, it creates this like jittery movement on your end because the bitrate can't keep up with it. Anyway, let's get going here. So what I said in the intro is true. These you can see these are scout teams here. They are set up as well, almost like mines of a sort, as they are. These ones with the Carl Gustavs are supposed to, just deliver a first blow to lead vehicles of the enemy convoys, and then they are to mount up in their BV-206s, move back to the next like point in train, which is good, and like keep doing that backwards. And that is basically the same thing with the infantry platoons as well, for the most part, set up like in junctions and so on. And take out a couple of vehicles, move back. This is how the battle has to be fought in our country in this kind of train with a lot of force and stuff. This is a very if you're like not from the Nordic countries, this is or well, how can you say it? If you're not used to this kind of train, this is quite kind of maybe unorthodox setup, but this is how you have to roll. You can't just you can't cover a lot of ground, but the ground which the enemy can move on is quite limited. Anyway, here as well, I've set up some ATGM teams and recoilless rifles in their tractors, which are inaccurate for us to move up and take position here in the field, hoping that we can maybe catch some enemy units that are trying to move here to then get access to the road network from there. But we will see. I also forgot to mention in the earlier part of the video that we actually have RBS 70 manpad teams set up as air defense. So I mean they are also present. The STRV 103 tank platoon is here as in a mobile like place where it can quickly be diverted to where the fighting is the hardest. And yeah, I don't think there's that much more to go through. I've gone through it pretty intensely in the intro, so let's get going. I will have to, cut this video up and edit it a little bit to show off when things happen, because it usually takes a little while, between contacts and so on in this game. And also a little disclaimer. The biggest limiting factor in this game, to accurately represent real life, I would say, is the enemy AI. So I can control how my own units move, and I can try to fight as we would during, as far as I know, how a Swedish Norrland Rifle Brigade would work. But I can't control how the enemy AI behaves. Sometimes they have done, very like good things. They have acted just as I would expect like Soviet motorized rifle company to behave. Sometimes they have done, you know, the opposite. So anyway, let's get going. So here we can see enemy reported positions. They are staging in this area. Yeah, this is just reported positions of the enemy. Also, one little thing that could be interesting to know, these green crosses here, these are TRPs, so these are target reference points for the artillery, in which it will be deployed much faster than, I will just show you guys, I think. Hold on, let me pause. New mission, blah blah blah, set targets. So you can see the further we move away from the TRP, the worse, you know, it will arrive much slower. So I've tried to set them up where I expect the contacts to happen, basically. Ooh, missing the first action. BRDM recon unit has managed to get through here and is being attacked with small arms from this scout team. There we go. So recoilless rifle, the Carl Gustav managed to take it out. So now dawn is arriving here as well at 8:03 in the morning. The day is short, the night is long. It's the battle is set in January, so here in the Nordic countries, you know. And even further up north, where this would take place, it would be, the night would be even longer. But we don't have access to those places in the game. So what we'll do here is let these scouts stay for a couple of, you know, not like minutes, but a little bit, like a little while longer to see if anything appears. And it seems like we have some kind of suspected contact here before we try getting them out. Because where there's one enemy vehicle, there's usually more. Seems like I misplaced one of my scout teams. This one is without the Carl Gustav. This one is, and he's all the way over here. Which, you know, as I said before, they would be in static OPs. But yeah, it happens. Yeah, we can see even the skybox is, it's a dawn. That is a nice detail. Okay, some kind of vehicle tracked managed to slip by here. I'm unsure how, but yeah, they are apparently moving in this axis, which is the place where I suspect the brunt of the enemy force. Anyway, we will just load up one of the scout teams and prepare to load the other one up as well. The reason why you want to get away is because they are gonna target this position probably with some kind of indirect fire, and before that arrives, you know, you want to get away. Also, you don't want the enemy to know where you are, you know, or, well, yeah, you want to always be like a little bit keeping the enemy on their toes, you know, keep moving back, keep doing these things. So yeah, now the question is where we set up next. Probably I would try to get back somewhere here. So let's have these guys do that fast. So we try to keep ahead of the enemy force. One of our main advantages in this train are these BV-206s, which move really quickly off-road. So yeah, let's get them going. And just as I do that, the BRDM-2 is spotted there. This could get dicey. Let's stop that and tell them to unload. This will take 20 seconds. We could just as well get gotten here by this BRDM. In the meantime, tractor over here has finished offloading the 90mm recoilless rifle, so we can have these guys push up. There we go. Okay, so we were able to offload the recoilless rifles. Let's get the BV out of here a little bit and have this scout team advance on foot to here and stop at enemy contact. So here we can see the BV. It's moving at 11 kilometers per hour in this, how can you say it, in this train, which is really good. I am a bit curious about my plan here on the left, though, on the northern flank, so to say, with these AT units. I mean, the robots or the Bill ATGM teams, they had nowhere really to set up, as we can see here. The terrain is quite unforgiving for ATGMs unless we would move all the way back here, but you know, here we have a local defense platoon that is really, you know, behind our own lines. So yeah, this is just a gamble on my end, and we will see if it works out. They can always be rerouted. The enemy is popping flares here, so that tells me also that they might be looking towards moving here. We have a gap here in the lines, which is covered by mines. As I've said earlier, I don't know how well these mines work in the game, though, so we will see how effective this solution is. We have some units back here, local defense platoons and stuff, but yeah, if they manage to sneak through all the way here, they could, you know, get to our rear line units. I don't know. Same here, honestly, they could just sneak through. I mean, they have to be really skilled to just avoid the road, going by the road, and, you know, go through the gaps, and then they could get to the company HQ here, or this company. So you can see the units are here. Seems like we haven't gotten any further contact with the other BRDM, but yeah, we will hold on and see what happens. Okay. Enemy ground units spotted at this intersection. It seems like 2 PT-76s. These should be good targets for our Carl Gustavs to feed on. There you go. First one knocked out. The second one should be coming. He is currently not able to be spotted. Unsure why, honestly. He was spotted up until there, so seems like the spotting is a bit iffy in these conditions. Ammunition is cooking off from this machine, though. And that makes our own units suppressed. That is funny. Anyway, this one managed to offload his cargo, the passenger here, the scout team. So let's get the scout team into a position maybe here. Should be good. Okay. Seems like we're getting contact now. BRDM2. Yeah, there we go. BT destroyed. BRDM2 moving up. Destroyed. I suspect this to be another PT-76. Here we go. Okay. We need to think about getting these dudes out of here. So let's first unload or load these guys, and then we can load up the other ones. They took a casualty there from the ammunition cooking off. That is, yeah, well, obviously it could happen. You could get wounded. You could even get killed. But quite unfortunate for us. But they did a good job here, as we can see. Now let's get these guys loaded up. So, oh, there we go. There's a BMP-1. Let's get it. There we go. Beautiful. Let's hold these guys for a second there. If any further contacts appear. We want to be able to deal with them. Sound in this game is a bit weird, I must say. Sounds like things are happening all the time. Anyway, let's get these guys back all the way over here. Now, these vehicles have a tendency to get stuck and immobilized moving in this train, and I'm unsure if we have a way to get them unstuck, but yeah, we'll see. As I've said in a previous video concerning that, you know, if you manage to get this BV stuck somewhere, you really either are in a really shitty position, like I don't know, and or you really suck, you know, as a driver. Let's actually cancel that and tell these guys that they can move the quickest route, so they should take the road back here. I think we should be fine to do that. Here we can see another flares being dropped in this area, which is, you know, quite, what would you see? You would just see the forest, you know. Yeah. So now they will try to take the road instead, which should alleviate any issues of getting stuck here. We are taking a risk here, of course, but we want to be ahead of the enemy main force. Now these guys haven't got any further contact, so we can just load them up, I think. Move them down to the next bend in the road. Ammunition is cooking off from these vehicles, which have been nicely worked over. Here we have a neutral vehicle of some sort. That's a civilian over there. Okay. Went unreported, but here we have an enemy BMP-1. Let's try to get these guys back a little bit then. They have no way of dealing with it. Hopefully they manage to escape contact. It also makes this move quite dangerous here, but it is what it is. This is why you want to keep the vehicles further from the road, because the scout team, yeah, he can probably, you know, run here and the BMP goes by and it won't spot him, but yeah, the BV-206 is a bit harder to hide. Those vehicles also have no armor to speak of, so very, very dangerous for them to get into any kind of contact, really. This scout team might have some vision. Yeah, he can see towards this road. So if he's really on the ball here, he could get a Carl Gustav shot off to here, but I doubt it. Now let's use this scout team maybe to get out here and try to find any enemy contacts that might be staging here. We don't know. We will see. As we can see, the enemy BMP was in fact spotted by these guys. But they were too slow to get a shot off, which, you know, no wonder. But he should be coming up right our way here, where we have put down some mines here in this intersection, and we have a Carl Gustav squad from the rifles ready to engage once he, how can you say it, crosses the bend here. I kind of want him to get close, you know, but maybe this position would have been, well, I should have put him here, honestly. We could do that, so let's have him advance until contact up to that position. I think, yeah, no, it doesn't actually matter because of the how the train is so let's hold him here. I think he's better off in that position. I have played through this a bit earlier, like not this exact, but, you know, a similar scenario I made off cam, of course. And the enemy kind of attacked a little bit in like waves. So like, you know, this might just be the first recon units that we're seeing here, or these are definitely, I'm unsure if BMP-1s are included in the Soviet recon unit like section, or how you want to say it. They could very well be. Very well. Odd word for me. The guys that know or have been watching for a while know that V and W for me, they are the same. But they are the same in Swedish, so I can just blame that. But or well, how you pronounce them is generally the same. But yeah, so I'm unsure what kind of which wave we will be seeing here, but yeah. Now these guys managed to offload here, so that is good. This BV can get back. They should have some kind of observation here. Yeah, towards the hill there. That is good. These guys are making their way over here. They haven't spotted anything back here, so it is what it is. Okay, here we go. BTR 80 APC. Interesting. We could honestly tell the builds to hold fire here almost and save them for a more dangerous target. 12 seconds, they might just get a round off. Anyway, but yeah, these are top attack ATGMs, as I mentioned previously. In this game, they almost fly like the javelin, up high and then poof. But in real life, they would be traveling at like 1 meter above the sight, like where you have the sight centered, and then like how can you say it? From the bottom side of the missile, heat, not a spray, but what do you call it? Like um, I can't find the word right now. I will just put up an illustration here on the screen so you guys can figure out what I mean. Yeah, let's watch it go. There you go. No, yeah, and he misses. God damn. And they're returning fire now. Okay, let's just allow them to engage then. Now we... and then the recoilless rifle sold it. Nice work. But we got... Our cover is blown now, kinda. They know of the ATGM position. And the BVs are too far away now for them to quickly load into. So let's get those guys up a little bit forward so they can be quickly loaded into when needed. But yeah, it seems like the enemy is probing as well. He's trying to find out where can I move, where can't I move, is my guess, which is quite intelligent. His staging area is all the way back here, so it will take him a while to get here to even begin with. You can see it's we've had 23 minutes go by, so seems like the BMP-1 here on the right has found himself in a bit of a pickle if you look at the units stationed here. There you go. That's the 84 for you. I think he's gonna be cooking off. So let's move this. Let's do it like this. Move back fast and then advance. And have your transport do some of the same. This squad could also be pushed back a little bit. Just to not suffer any likewise same casualties that we suffered earlier. I'm unsure how we got through these AT mines though. I mean, look at this. But that's as I said, I don't really know how they work. Maybe the enemy can spot them and stride through them somehow. I don't know. But yeah, can't count on these AT mines to work as they should. And here we can see the BV moving across. Oh, and the squad should be down there. Assume the scroll wheel in this game. I'm not. It's not cooperating with me. Anyway, RCL squad is moving on nicely down there. Definitely need to get these ATGM teams back. They are popping flares on their position. They definitely know that we're there. They could probably move up. Oh. Which carrier is taking indirect fire? Okay, we're taking indirect fire probably at this point here. Yeah, so that's why you need to keep moving. Oh, they have quite a large targeting area. But I think this is the concentration. I think those are strays here. So that's why you need to keep always keep moving in these situations, because if you stay still, you will be stuck there, and the enemy will be able to act on you. This is the whole point of fighting in this kind of terrain, as it's taught in the Swedish army, that especially like when you're dealing with infantry combat like this is, infantry versus tanks, you're at one intersection, boom, you blow up a vehicle, you blow up 2 vehicles, you kill some guys that dismount, you get back out of there, you get the hell out of there. And that was the whole point of these Norrland Brigades, as I explained. When I told that a Norrland Brigade was to destroy an infantry division, it was within an area of, I think, like 50 by 30 kilometers, So they had quite a, excuse me, they had quite a long distance that they could retreat and move back in before anything, like before their mission goals were like perceived to be accomplished. That makes any sense. Anyway, these guys are finished loading up here. I'll try to find a new good position for them. Okay, so we're doing a little reroute here, trying to get back all the way here, and then setting up together with the recoilless rifles. Which might be a good or bad idea to stay and hold this ground, but obviously the enemy has tried moving here. They might try to do it again. Yeah, we're taking further indirect fire here. As you can see, they've already set fire to the trees here. But the impact crater seems to tell me that we're just outside their concentration. Yeah. Oh. I don't know where. I think one impacted like here, but that might just be something, me just seeing things. Now it looks like the fire is concentrated about 70 to 80 meters away from them, which I mean, seems to be enough for them to not be killed or injured by, so you guys will be fine, don't worry. One of the BVs has suffered light damage. Okay, unknown contact here on the left. Will be up for the up to the recoilless rifles to figure it out. And I almost want to get them more towards observing this field now that the robots or the ATGMs have moved away. Let's do that. Yeah. These things are quite slow, I believe, as well. Can they even be moved? They should be able to be moved. I mean, they're made for it. Yeah, it seems like they're moving. Just extremely slow. That's fine. These squads got all the way back here, but I did not tell them to unload early enough, or earlier, so they were just sitting here in their BVs. Bad by me. And yeah, here we are finding a unit, actually. Yeah, these guys are told to hold fire. That is good. This thing should be in concealment. So yeah, we are finding something back here. Some kind of tracked vehicle. Now we're here. Another BTR 80 is being spotted out in the field. Okay. 190 or 19 centimeter is targeting. 190 millimeter, 9 centimeter, same thing. One further BMP-1 is spotted here. Okay. Good that I told them to advance until contact then. It seems like we have something coming this way. Okay. Interesting. Hold on now just a second. I will have to tell these guys to get into position here. And I think these ATGMs need to actually cancel these orders and get back here and unload instead. I believe we have some kind of, you know, yeah, we can work against this field a little bit and cover this angle. We can cover quite near to ourselves. These ATGMs should work decently in close quarters, as they follow the PLOS principle, predicted line of sight, just like the MBT law for the first couple of 100 meters when fired. So that means that where you're expecting basically that the enemy vehicle will be going, the missile follows that direction just by how fast you're aiming, basically. I think that's how you can explain it. Okay, BMP is now being targeted. It is some distance away for one of these. Oh, it's 500, it's fine, it's well within distance actually. But they missed the first shot. The BMP instantly returns fire, although in the wrong direction. And we have another enemy ground unit spotted, another BTR 80 here. So they might just be looking to try to get to the road system this way. So then it's good that we set up the 80 gems. This one is getting targeted. Oh, nice. Nice hit. Good work. Now we'll see how these BTRs are being dealt with. We have... Oh yeah, sorry, I saw on the map down there in the right corner that I had some red contact, which I didn't know about, but I did know about it. Let's see here. Nice impact. I think that one is, yeah, it's totally destroyed. It's burning. This one is aiming our way. Firing. Miss. Hit. Good. Oh, one more just appeared. Huh. Odd. We're gonna have to load these guys up after they deal with him. One casualty even. How about they can't spot it? What the hell? They are totally suppressed here. Enemy troops here close to the destroyed BMP as well. Enemy troops offloading from the BTR. They are being targeted, but not the BTR in of itself. And this team seems unable to return fire here. Okay. Oh, yeah, they're getting rounds off. Hold on, let's just... T-62Ms here. I'm gonna have to go back to them later and see what direction they're taking. It seems like we have more wheeled vehicles here in the back. Interesting. We could actually... get some arty going here. Not air support, arty. And we want a whiff of maybe 390, quite concentrated. Set target. Oh, got it the wrong way around. Here we go. So this is to anticipate other vehicles moving up in support of this this targeted vehicle and its occupants. Here we go. Okay, now I want this over with so I can take a look at the direction. There we go. Can these guys pop smoke? Let's find out. Do they have any smokes? No, I don't think they do. We'll have to have them fire a little bit more. Recoilless rifle immobilized as well. These are totally stationary T-62s back here. Okay. Tractor is now taking indirect fire. Oh no. I think we need to get these guys. That gun is done for. Let's load these guys up if we can. Tractor is taking light damage and the recoilless rifle is done for. Let's get his tractor out of here. Oh, wait. Hold on. Let's get the tractor back to Enjärvi village, and we're getting a shot off here at the BMP-1. Just managed to pause before we impacted. Beautiful. Okay, this tractor is now ready to go. As ready as a tractor can be in wartime. Let's go like this then. There we go. Would really help if we had the BV-206 here, but yeah. We have a goddamn tractor instead. And it's not even operational, it's like fully operational. It's a damaged tractor. Here we can see our artillery is impacting the field. We could cancel it almost, but let's just fire it off. It's just a couple of volleys anyway. However, we could probe their air support over here with our SK-60 trainer. Try to target these tanks, especially this one just out in the open. They will arrive in 4 minutes and 20 seconds. Cool. So these planes are of course less valuable to me than the Viggens. So yeah. That's why I'm saying we can probe for the enemy. Oh, they're moving. Is there a way for me to cancel this? Nope. Maybe they will spot them anyway. Even if they're gonna be a bit further away from where they were, like, told to attack. It says buttoned up here. For those that don't know, button up means you've closed your hatches. What the hell can you... On the tractor. That is crazy. This BDR-80 doesn't want any of this though. He's moving back. Those troops are moving in the open after having been struck with quite inaccurate artillery fire. Or well, it was accurate for what I wanted it to be, but you guys understand. Yeah, they seem to be making some kind of... they seem to be castling like in Chester BTRs. Further enemy ground units are spotted here. Seems like to me that they're moving straight to our recon team, so let's get these guys back fast. Oh my goodness, yeah, here's a whole tank company suspected here. And they're just stopping. Oh. Interesting. Oh wait, we're just losing line of sight. Lol. Hopefully these T-60s don't go too, or T-62s don't go too quickly in this forest and catch our scouts. Hopefully they can evade. And hopefully there's a long column here that we can strike with the aircraft. Troops in the open moving around. Scout team is observing, however, yeah, I hope they can be remained hidden here. They might just spot the BV-206 here. Yeah. We will see. We will see what happens with these scouts. Nothing further here than this BMP-1. Which makes me a bit interested because we destroyed one here, and there's generally 3 vehicles to a platoon, so I don't know where the third one went. This motor rifle squad is headed in this direction though, so hopefully our scouts are able to remain unseen. We have a BTR-80 moving this way though, and a ATGM carrier here, which is totally unsuited to the milieu, or what do you call it, terrain which we're fighting in. Kind of like our own ATGM carriers. There's quite very few places where they can be put to well use here. These ones are in a decent position here, but these are still, you know, within 1,000 meters almost. It's MBT range rather than ATGM carrier range, which is a limit. I would say the map is the limiting factor. In real life, in the north of Sweden, you have really long, nice sight lines in places, so... But you also have places like this where those vehicles will be completely useless, so... It's a double-edged sword. Yeah, these are the trainer aircraft, the SK-60s. SK-60B, as a matter of fact. And they are finding some targets, I guess. Unless they're just firing at... Yeah, unsure. We will see what kind of SAM launches we get here, if any. Oh yeah, they're finding something all the way back there. With the 30mm. Mounted underneath the wings. Yeah, I think we need to get our scouts back actually here, guys. Looking at the kind of a mass of troops we have here. They are rolling in wheeled vehicles though, which are completely unsuited to the terrain really. So we should be quicker if we get into a running contest. In a shooting contest, we're woefully unmatched. We're outmatched, rather. So the BV-206 is making his way out, might attract some attention, but hopefully he can get deep enough into the forest before that becomes an issue. Although a stray 14.5 from the KPVT will turn this thing into minced meat. I mean, there's nothing really stopping anything in this vehicle. You can see it in the bottom left there. I think you have modern variants of this vehicle that are up armored, of course, but this one is not. Our scout team is now yet again getting contact with the enemy tanks here. Let's have him move very carefully out here to this edge of the woods and try to get some eyes on what's going on. Yeah, here we can see the BV is trucking along. Just a phenomenal little vehicle, in my opinion. Okay, this reporting looks unfavorable. This is a vehicle being spotted by our BV here, which might just give away the position of our scout team. Might. We will see though. Yeah, we have movement here in the back. T-62M seems like it's more of the same from earlier. Hope our Yeah. Okay, this is not looking too good, or we will see. This is kind of make it or break it here. Oh yeah, it's definitely break it. I think we're cooked here with this scout team. To be honest, guys. Yeah. Seems like he's found a target. Oh yeah, well at least we know we have an enemy tank company in this area. They are definitely cooked. Let's try to get the BV back. The BV is surely quicker than them here, but I mean they're so close. So I don't think it should, or I don't think that would matter too much. But we will see if we can get him out of here. We can get him out of here. Look at him go. Yeah, he's quick as hell in the forest, man. With the snow and everything, you know, it can go up to like you have 2 meters of snow somewhere. It's no problem for him. Well, this far it seems like he's making his escape, which tells me I could have just loaded up the scout team and gotten out of there. But you know, it is what it is. So let's get him back to Enejärvi here. Speaking of the tractor, which was told to get back, he's making his way back now, which is pretty cool. And as I said, these vehicles run a risk of getting immobilized, as it says up there, and this one is. And I don't think there's any way for us to get him out of there. Oh yeah. And here we can see it says survivability poor, which is, you know, makes sense. Now this scout team, which was positioned here, I've told to move all the way around here. And they're offloading right now. And I'm gonna get them up and see what's happening here in this field. Oh damn. Close in contact with a BDR-80. This position. Oh, beautiful hit here though from the recoilless rifle, instantly destroying it. Seems like this position wasn't as good as I thought. Here we have contact with the other one, which is returning fire. He seems to be dipping into the snow. Hold on, is that just a... Yeah, that was just some kind of graphical glitch. Would be cool to see him just get stuck in the snow, which is what happens with a wheeled vehicle with you know, when it's heavy snow and such. But yeah, at this distance, these guys really need to get their act together and try to return fire here. He is moving, which should impact his accuracy though, and his capability for seeing us. So I don't think he's actually finding us here, and they miss. Ah dang, day has arrived now. Nice clear day. And there we go, we got the BTR-80. Let's load these guys up and get out of here. They only have 1 round left for the recoilless rifle anyway. There we go. Let's get the tractor out of here now. Question is how much use we can get out of a recoilless rifle with 1 round left. We could just get him back here and try to set him up in a... Yeah, let's have him reinforce this local defense platoon. So let's tell him to get over here, and then we can tell him to quickly get back here. They should be avoiding the mines, I think, so I shouldn't have to worry about that too much. Oh damn, the RCL, yeah, the scout RCL, yeah, well, the scout team RCL, the one of the scout teams with a Carl Gustav is spotting some kind of vehicle here, and I have a sneaking suspicion of who it is on the right. Oh, we destroyed it. A suspected, shall we say, T-62. So let's hold them for a second longer and see what else we can kill. Because as I said, it looked to be a whole company of tanks back here. Speaking of companies, by the way, I believe we have destroyed a lot of I don't know. I think these are units from different companies. One with BTRs, one with BMPs, but collectively we've destroyed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A lot, the majority of a company's worth of armored vehicles back here. I will tell these guys to advance until contact all the way back into this building here. And get the BV set up over there. So yeah, they should be... Actually, let's try to do this. Because I've told them to stay in cover. Their pathfinding shall be covered, so I should just be able to put it like that. And we'll see what kind of path they take then. Okay, yeah, well, decent. Kinda what I wanted anyway, so it should work out good. And as usual, you know, this is a launch location for something that destroyed a tank. You'll probably try to target it with indirect fire if you can, so let's get them out of there before that happens. As we can see, scout team is taking fire. Unsure from what right now, but I've told them to just keep moving. Ignore the advance until contact, because when taking fire, they're counted as in contact, and then they will just stop in that position, and we do not want that. Okay, we're getting some spotting here on the left flank. Scout team is, in fact, spotting a BTR 80. Which is moving this way, maybe trying to get into the road system here. Good intel, nonetheless. Yeah, this is definitely indirect fire here. As I said, you know, you need to get out of there. Don't let them fix your position with that stuff. But it's a careful, you know, balance between just shooting and killing one thing, or even just firing once and getting the hell out of there, and destroying an enemy unit and then waiting for follow-up shots, so to say, with the RCL or with the AT assets that they have. So yeah, you have to always think a little bit about what's worth it, you know. But yeah, look at that. That's a lot of fire coming our way. And they have taken a first casualty from it. It would have been worse if we stayed there, though. This BTR 80 seems to be entering the forest right here. We will lose contact with him. He might just be quicker than this poor tractor. But he's not too far from the roads, so hopefully he makes it. That tells me that we can almost expect contact across the lake here, the frozen lake. I will move up one of the infantry squads to here instead. As well as the RCL squad here as well, so... Shuffle the BVs around a little bit so they keep staying in contact-ish with the infantry. Because from all our gathered intelligence, it seems like we have contacts coming this way. And we are... oh, they are so... They have gotten in here as well, close to our ATGM teams. Let's load them up and try to get out of here. I'm unsure how... Yeah, we won't be able to do anything from close in here. Not at this distance with the ATGM. But I think the BTR will try to kill this. This is, you know... They will probably kill the BV carrier. Let's just tell these ATGM guys to get the hell out of here, but not in the quickest fashion. They should do it in a covered fashion as such. Actually, okay, they're getting targeting here. Okay, I was expecting maybe that they could do something with the ATGM here. We'll let them fire for a little bit more and see what happens. In the meantime, let's get this one out of here, man. I do not know the minimum firing distance for the build, so... Yeah, I think this is gonna actually just be a pop, smoke, and get out of here situation. Let's just tell them to move all the way back here. I don't know. And let's tell this guy to get back as well. I don't want to load him in it, but he can just do his best and try to do it. BTR-80 doesn't seem to mind, though. It seems like he's just moving along. He might not even have noticed our, small arms fire. Yeah, well, it seems like we're fine, so let's load these builds up and get them the hell out of here together with these guys. We would be intercepted if we took this road, so I'll just have to regroup them here in the forest and, you know... I don't know what I'll do with these guys. Anyway, we're here. The scout team is getting into further contacts, so I've told them to hold their position. And we hit an enemy vehicle from the front, not killing it. Tells me that we're targeting a tank. So I'm gonna hold these guys' position here for a second. As we might get another shot here off here. But as I said, it's also like, what do you do here? Because if you load up, yeah, we could load up, honestly. Yeah, let's do that. Let's, honestly, thinking about it, let's do that before he gets too close. Because then it won't matter that we're quicker. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, that was a really bad idea, honestly. Okay, let's unload then. The tank is right there, apparently. Gonna take quite some time. What the hell? They're unable to spot us. But we're missing. And we have a contact here from an ATGM carrier. I'm guessing that will be evaporated with all the units we have here. We have IKV-91, we have RCL teams, we have rifle squads, yeah. They're in for a bad time, so to say. And these machine guns, I really failed to properly set them up. I just told them to chill back there in the woods. So let's get them up. Anyway. Let's see what happens here. No! Tractor! No! But the Rescueless rifles survived. But for how long? And we destroyed this carrier here as well. So. Yeah, and we threw the turret on the T-62. Nice. Let's get these guys loaded up and out of here. Let's try to get these recoilless rifles quickly into a building here. Now, we have come to a point here where we've loaded up our scout team, where we can be either daring and move across here to get a nice firing position, or we could be moving back here towards friendly lines and, you know, regrouping with them. And for those that know me, let's see here. Yeah, if we're lucky, we get across here, so let's do that. We're spotting BTR 80s here, and it was killed by the RCL squad, which we previously rerouted. So as I said, you know, it was a good idea to get these squads up here. So that's gonna burn a nice hole in the ice and sink down. It would in real life, probably. Yeah, this one looks immobilized here in the minefield. But does it detonate? See, they're posting in the minefield. They're actually taking position in our minefield, which is interesting. Anyway, let's get some mortars on it. Something like that. And how many rounds do we want? 5 rounds each, 20 rounds in total. 24, 28, 32 rounds in total should be good enough. Here we can see our rifle squads are engaging with small arms fire across the lake. Enemy troops are in movement. They don't want none of this. Yeah, you can see they're moving really slowly through the minefield. Okay, that tells me that they can take it in stride. And here's some real insanity. Okay, we lost the BV carrier here, but our scout team manages to get out, and he should get into this building definitely, which he's firing at. But I don't think there's anyone in there. Let's have him pop smoke. Let's have him pop smoke. 4 casualties. Oh my god, how many are left? 3, 2. Okay, they're done for, I would say. We can count these guys out, I think. Anyway, mortars are, I think, firing right now. At the enemies that are stuck in the minefield. Nice. And we see we lost our scout team, but we managed to take out this vehicle over here. With the mortars, probably maybe detonated a mine. I don't know. Maybe direct impact on the top. and the troops are getting suppressed. Cool. These troops are still managed to be engaged there. It's interesting because we can fire because they're quite high in elevation here, so we have some kind of idea where they are. Also, our two BVs carrying the ATGMs, they seem to have gotten off scot-free here. So they have been told to reroute, get all the way back here and get all the way up to this company's fighting positions because they have nothing else going for them over here on the left. We already have prepared here north in NARV village 2 build teams, which are to observe this position here. So they are for a company-wide retreat here into this side of Sanni Järvi. Okay, Sanni Järvi, I would presume lake, because I think Järvi is lake in Finnish. But anyway, so just to a retreat south of the lake, basically. Yeah, as I said, this scout team, they were caught out by me, but they managed to take out 2 T-62s, so, you know. And it seems like the T-62s are moving along this way if you follow my mouse here, like this. So, and we have a perfectly prepared killing field here for them. They are being spotted by RCL squads already here. Only thing is that these ATGM carriers, they can't really see it from there, which is quite bad. But these IKV-91s do. And also, this was perfectly planned. We have, what do you call it? Helicopters, anti-tank helicopters, as a matter of fact. They can set up somewhere here. With their toes, they should be in 29 seconds. Are they that quick? Oh yeah, they will start getting on map in 20 seconds here, which should be perfect timing for these T-62s. As we can see also here, the RCL squad can fire HE from the Carl Gustav at the enemy infantry. But we need to be thinking about moving these guys back now. We have made ourselves very, very known here. I'm gonna load up the whole platoon and we will be maybe moving back to this area. T-62, T-62. This one unbuttoned back here with the commander peeking out. And it seems like we, with our small arms, managed to kill this squad here as well. That is good. Here we can see our AT helicopters are arriving with their toes, following the earth. And they're flying. Very nice. Quite slow. But these were really quick helicopters in real life. The BO-105s, it's a German helicopter. Very maneuverable, very quick. We can see our little carriers moving around with their guys, preparing to get into position to unload. Okay, I did the same with my... oh yeah, no wait, I did put this recoilless rifle back here. But that was because I imagined we could cover our own retreat like this. Not that we would find a T-55 within 100 meters. But yeah, we should go through him clean as butter, or like a knife through butter. And T-62s are being targeted here with the IKV-91s and destroying them. Shame I missed that, but let's see this instead. And we miss. And they're firing haywire, like totally wild. Yeah, they're firing way off. There we go. No damage. Oh wait, they hit the front hull at a crazy angle. As I said, these dudes have 500 millimeters of penetration, so yeah, if we hit a T-55 shouldn't be... no, it shouldn't be a problem for us. What the... something is wrong with his targeting. He's hitting the ground in front of him. We Okay, let's try it. I don't know what to do here, guys. We're just firing into the dirt. There we go. Right hull hit. And destroyed. Good. And as I was looking at the helicopters, we destroyed another one. Really close in here. And you know, as always, let's load up. The other recoilless rifle covering this platoon is positioned here though, but yeah, it is positioned here to cover any potential retreat here by the rifle platoon. And our poor recoilless rifle here is engaging with a motor rifle squad. It is quite over for them, I would expect. Maybe they can take some guys with them, but we will. I'm not holding out any hopes. And that was the last of their rounds. I would say that this is kind of a broken arrow situation here. I don't know about you guys, but yeah, there we go. 5 rounds from each gun on their own position. There's only 2 men left, and they will surely get killed by this motor rifle squad here. Helicopters are arriving at BP1 here, not finding anything. Which is interesting, because I know there's a lot more tanks. Or, well, maybe not a lot, but there are more tanks here. Only 1 man left in this squad now. Mortars ready to fire. It is what it is. With their tractor out here. Man, that is... They really got unlucky here. Both rifle squad seems to just be taking it in stride here almost. It could be that they're moving past the position. In that case, let's try to get our friendlies... Oh wait, they're immobilized. Yeah. Yeah. They're out of SMG ammo as well. I really thought that these guys would stick around a little bit more. This is just me showing or like really fucking this poor guy over. But yeah. let's divert our attention away. This has given valuable intel here. We can move up one of the rifle squads to meet them. So to say. They have given the enemy quite a lot of, you know, extra, how can you say it, points to spend on units, so I'm hoping that we will get to see a whole lot more contacts than we have seen already. But we have dealt some damage. You can see all these squares or all the square units that are grayed out on the map. Those are destroyed enemy units, and all the round ones are friendly, so we're doing good work. And we have an unknown contact coming along this road now. It will take the enemy some time, I think, to get into the road network and, you know, start moving troops around, so. I have a fire here from the helicopter. Doesn't seem that he can report what he's seeing. But yeah, this HKP-9 is firing here. At something. Unknown. The other one is now taking a look. Also firing at tow. We don't know at what though. And we're taking fire over here. Over here. The IKV-91 is taking fire from some kind of tracked vehicle here, I suspect. Enemy BMP-1, that can go straight through us. The RCL squad is getting eyes on now. T-62 destroyed by the HKP. And the IKV-91 here was destroyed by the BMP. But it was in turn killed by the recoilless rifles. Recoilless rifle squad. Carl Gustav squad, whatever you want to call it. And there they go, firing HE at troops. Let's route them around a little bit, move them around. As well as this squad could push back a little bit here. Just this area might get targeted by the enemy artillery, so let's target these troops with some high explosive. Maybe do 4 per barrel, 16 rounds in total. Should be good enough to just mop them about a little bit. We are taking fire here and returning with this rifle squad. Unknown at what though. These guys also have a DMR, which is interesting. It's the only DMR we had back then was the, or well, it could have been the AK-5 with a SUSAT sight, which is, you know, what a piece of crap DMR that is. Let me put up a picture of that. Or the AK-4 with a kind of bad sight too. Honestly, we had some, or I think they're still in use with new stocks and stuff, but I think the sights are still those old Hensoldt, maybe some German sights, but they're really shitty, honestly. So these guys are now taking indirect fire over here. But if we get away from our last known firing position, we could maybe escape the brunt of it. We took 1 casualty here with the recoilless rifle squad. Ammunition is cooking off in the IKV-91, suppressing nearby units. No casualties this time though. Glad that you didn't get to do any work here, but one has killed a T-62 over here. Oh my god, they're really going for it, huh? So another tracked vehicle has appeared in this field. It's being spotted by the IKV-91 here as well, and the RCL squad here. So maybe we can get a shot off at a tank, presumed. The IKV-91 here, which is, yeah, these guys came up on the minefield. I don't think they want to go through it here. I'm guessing they're trying to reroute the T-62, but I mean, you should know looking at the field, you know, this is not a good place to be. Okay. Troops in contact over here on the left. These guys that were moved back a little bit are firing off against enemy troops in the forest. Could move this Carl Gustav carrying squad up a little bit. Maybe catch him as he comes back here and also get some ice out onto the field. So let's do that. Okay, a motor rifle squad with an 87. So 8PM here is being targeted by 3 of our squads. They should be gunners. We should also utilize mortars. Just 3 per gun. Try to keep the ammunition expenditure to a minimum. And here we have a BMP-1 now. Okay, cool. Yeah, we might not need the mortars, honestly, but looking at the squad, it looks like there's only 1 man left there. Okay. Yeah, they were destroyed. Okay. And over here, we are taking fire with the IKV-91, which is firing at the enemy. Ooh, T-62, which we destroyed. Nice work. I wonder if these dudes also have 500 millimeters of penetration. Let's see here. That's 15 for the... Oh yeah, that's high explosive. Yeah, 600 millimeters. Beautiful. Oh my, that is great value. That will definitely deal with a... It might just even knock the turret off a T-62. Good. That is... I didn't even know that. That is cool. Looks like this BMP got himself stuck in the minefield here. And these guys are out of loss or AT force, so they might have taken a shot and missed, and that's why he's returning fire now. So let's have these guys advance to the back. Retreat, also known as. Let's have this platoon load up after they destroy that squad and get them back. I want to see though if we can detonate these mines via mortar fire. It seems like it seemed to work last time, so let's just fire 4 rounds or 8 rounds in total and see if it happens. We do have an IKV set up here. I was wanting him to look towards here, but now that this platoon is moving back here, we could divert him. Let's do that. Let's have him move up to this position where we fired from. actually move up until you get contact from there. We have fired with our mortars here now, and I don't know. I don't know if we will detonate any mines or anything, but it would be cool if they did. Because it seems like I'm not getting any luck with these mines other than maybe slowing the enemy down a little bit. Oh, damn. We found a motor rifle squad moving along here. Yeah, and it was destroyed by the IKV-91. Interesting that they took this road, but it happens. And yeah, they could move quite nicely through here all the way to our mortars if they wanted to. We will see though. At that point they should be pretty chewed up, and these guys have some machine guns to defend themselves. Enemy tracked vehicle around here, being targeted by the IKV-91 and destroyed as well. Beautiful. Quick targeting, target acquisition, and work and everything. Good work from them. That's dangerous though, because they're looking to move towards our ITO carriers here. As you can see in the bottom left, it has a tow up top. And if you paid attention in the intro, you should have seen it too. Some kind of enemy ground unit is spotted out here by this immobilized BV-206. Tells me I should move this one that is still mobile away. Something like this. This rifle squad has 184. This one has 2. So let's push this one up like this if we meet any enemy tanks here. And this one could push back to this position here. This RCL squad. This platoon has been set up in this fashion now. This ice river here could be a possible entrance route to our positions here. I have it covered all the way back here with a RCL carrier, but I mean, if we can have a squad up here, why not? Here the BMP-1 is being spotted now in the field. RCL squad is taking fire from here, suspected. These guys are out of loss. Let's see here. You should be getting to spot. The IKV-91 should spot the BMP. Or be able to spot it at least. I'm not seeing what I like here. We aren't finding the enemy really. I'm thinking about popping smoke and pushing back in a little bit here. Enemy tanks all over the place here now, by the way. Oh, and this squad which we moved back here destroyed one with the Carl Gustav. Nice. Something moving all here though. That's not good for our ATGM carriers at all. Let's try to move them downhill. As you can see, they're up on a hill here. So we can maybe break contact that way and just get down here. Yeah. Let's push this rifle squad up here quickly. Let's push this rifle squad up here quickly to defend them. Let's route the BV-206s away from contact. It's, you know, with these vehicles, it's so, you kind of have to nanny them a little bit because they can take no fire and they have nothing to, like, they can't give any fire, you know, they're just in for a bad time basically all the time. Yeah. We'll let these guys fight a little bit here until we see what happens to this T62M with a plow as well. A mine plow, might I add. They're getting missed by a Carl Gustav here. Come on, buddy. Come on, buddy. There we go. Hit to the left hull, destroying it. Throwing the turret. And the ATGM carriers are making their hasty escape. Good, good, good. Yeah. And as we can see, the ATGM carriers are taking fire here. From what, we don't know. And here, I'm just... we should just pop smoke here and get back. I believe. I believe we should. But at least these two guys. Pop smoke and then just push back or get back a little bit. Or at least, yeah, something like this. That looks good. Oh my god, we got destroyed here. We are being fired upon from here. And the other one was destroyed. Ah, those are quite valuable units. And we destroyed a BMP-1 over here though. With a motor rifle squad being disembarked nearby. Motor rifle squad was destroyed. Good. This was a bad loss here, but I suspected enemy armor moving on like really close behind us here. And if we would keep moving in the same direction as the enemy armor was suspected us to be moving, we would get destroyed. The 80 gems have no way, especially those, at this short distance. So we had to get them out of here, and yeah, we suffered for it from here, but it is what it is. I'm gonna tell my tank platoon to move here instead, and maybe we can do something here. Now my builds have arrived here that were previously rerouted from the far left. That is pretty cool. Or at least one of them. Where's the other one? Oh, here it is, the other one. Okay, yeah, he can advance up there then. Cool. Oh damn, that's a far shot to be made by these guys. They have... With the last shot of the Carl Gustav, they managed to take it out from like 400 meters away. Nice work. That is nice work. There, these guys should be taking the quickest route. Yeah, they are. You can hear the gas turbine engine of the 103s here. And in my last video on this game, I said that these guys have a gas turbine engine, but that's not the whole truth. They had two engines. One diesel and one with the gas turbine, which could be used. The diesel was to be used on march, like in the march route, like where you said, like it was only like 240 HP horsepower. But the gas turbine had something like, I don't know, 650 or something. It was quite a high number. And they could also be used together in like short spurts, which was pretty cool. Get those guys up there because we're targeting tracked vehicles and only this RCL squad is. Or well, the IKV-91 is now working as well. Those tanks can't arrive any sooner. RCL squad has taken out one of them. Enemy tank suspected. And here we are also finding ourselves with some tanks. So let's follow this along and see if the RCL squad here can do some nice work from close quarters. Yes. No. Front hull impact. Oh my god. Gotta reload. Yes, there you go. Right hull. Now this rifle squad is getting eyes on. Recoilless rifle is taking fire from all... Oh, they're firing from all the way back here as well. Nice. That is nice. Hit from the front with an 84. I think that was the last 84 for these guys, so they should pop smoke and get back fast. This squad still has 184 and these guys have how many? 8 heat rounds left. And over here we almost need to take a look now. These T-62, okay. The scouts managed from 400 meters away, guys. Come on. There you go. Beautiful. Frontal impact from the 90mm. These guys have taken HE fire. I believe they have 3 casualties among them. They are quite rattled. 5 casualties now. They are getting cooked. Here we go. These guys have one law left. These guys have quite a lot of Carl Gustav rounds, but they're low on manpower. P62 was taken out over here by the IKV-91. Good to see. It's a lot banking on this guy now with the AT-4 to do his job, but it's 40 meters away from the broadside, you know, for a T-62. This is what you train for, you know. Also the 90mm still in the back there, able to help out. Now, I don't know what's up here. 90mm took impact. This squad is retreating. And this guy needs to just move up until contact, I guess. We lost the 90mm back here. Interesting. I don't know why these guys didn't get any... or weren't managed to take the T-62 out, but they might just not have had line of sight. Motor rifle squad spotted on the lake over there. But what is more interesting is the bill here, which I think just fired. Yep, we can see it all the way out there. And top hit destroyed. Beautiful work from the Bill ATGM. An enemy tank. Here I set up the 90mm, by the way, that had to move back. They have 6 rounds in total of HE to take out a tracked vehicle across the field and lake here. Cool. STRVs are moving into position. And this squad is getting up and able to engage here. Come on, get the AT-4, go. Pop smoke, get the fuck back. This T-55 was destroyed across the lake. There's one more here, oh my goodness. Let's get this 103 over here to cover this road. And let's have this one actually advance until contact towards this T-62 here. And this tractor can go back with all the other misfits, with his friend actually, in NARV village. He should take the quickest route on his own. See, we are getting targeting towards the T-62, and we have a nice angle as well. And we're giving, or we're firing. And here we have a BMP-1 that has managed to push through our lines here. Okay. We have none of these units are AT capable right now. We will have to be up to the IKV-91. This is almost the most interesting thing we can see here on the field right now, I think. He's gonna just destroy that BVP, and he's hauling ass as well. God dang. We need to be doing that too then. Oh, IKV-91 is spotting. Come on. Yes, beautiful. Good work, man. Let's push you back up here. And they tried destroying my tractor here with their artillery, but he got out with light damage. Now this BV-206 up here is taking fire. I'm not sure from what, but yeah, they can't be helped right now. This platoon is not doing that great. Well, they're doing decent, but let's have them try to get back into their carriers and we can move them about. I think the enemy formation has moved past them almost at this point. RCL is getting targeting towards a tank here. Nice. Front turret hit, no damage here from the 90mm. The RCL squad is doing good work here. They could almost try hunting this tank down here in the woods. We have STRV 103 here, which should be moving up on the enemy, like this. Let's see, when does he gain line of sight? He should almost be having it. Yeah, let's hold here. We have nice line of sight towards the field. I don't know why we aren't spotting the enemy tank. This recoilless rifle was killed. His tractor, well, you guys know the drill. This 103 is nicely covering towards this road here now. Tractor is taking indirect fire. The RCL squad has snuck up on their enemy here. Missing. Missing. I don't know how many people. Nice. Ooh, it's blowing off. Good work. And the STRV got to destroy the enemy T-62 there. That is good. Oh, damn. I told these guys to load up just as the enemy T-62 was moving by here. Let's try to intercept with the RCL squad, which has some frag rounds only. Okay, yeah, let's not do that then. Let's try to get the fuck out of here. We lost one of the BV-206s. The RCL is cooked here. Okay. Let's still try to get the hell out of Dodge, man. The RCL has no real hope here. Just run, man. Yeah, a T-62 can be spotted around here. Let's maybe get the STRV on it in the similar position where the recoilless rifle was. These guys are quite quick too. Yeah, we lost the RCL squad there. Well, STRV is engaging a suspected enemy tank here and hitting it. It stopped and there it goes. The high rate of fire on these vehicles is really good. In real life, the rate of fire on these vehicles were 15 rounds per minute. I don't know what it is in game, but something similar, I suspect. Now the RCL squad's carrier can be told with the pathfinding on short to get back here to Enijärvi and see if there's some spot for him among all the retreating tractors and stuff. Here the tractors can be seen making their way back. Interesting here that an enemy motor rifle squad has been spotted out here. Oh, and the 103 is taking fire here. I suspect an enemy tank. Yeah, they got snuck up on and destroyed. It happens, but it shouldn't. Anyway, this motor rifle squad needs to almost be dealt with as well. So let's see if our reservists or, well, our local defense platoon here can deal with it. Some kind of tracked vehicle out here. In the forest, it seems. Should have popped smoke with this 103 and just got it back, but I was hoping he could find the enemy and return fire. Apparently not. And this 103 managed to get himself a T62 out here. Close to, let's try to pronounce it. Piimelampi. Or what is it? Yeah, Piimelampi. I don't know. I don't know, guys. Local defense units are moving up here to intercept the motorized rifle squad. And a T62 is spotted by the immobilized BV-206. I'm getting some Norrland rifle squads up into these buildings. We will see if they get any eyes on it. It's an interesting road for it to take just in the middle of the forest like that. But yeah, they are avoiding mines, I guess. Here we can see a BMP-1 IFE. That was some time ago since we last saw one of those. Reserve squad or local defense squad is now engaging the enemy motorized rifles. Let's give them some mortar fire as well. I think our reservists need it. They are moving in this direction. So... fuck it. Let's just fire. How many rounds will that be? 4 per tube. That is good enough. Get this rifle squad in there. And this BV into hiding. Oh damn, BMP-1 spotted by... Unsure. But the builds should be seeing it. Yeah. Enemy T-55 was knocked out here by the STRV. Good work. This squad is taking fire in the open from the BMP. They are probably pretty cooked. So, and here comes the build though. So let's see as it fires in this game how it looks. So there you can see it goes up in there. It goes down and misses. But yeah. Not like in real life. Another one. And that one impacted. These guys are getting into contact here. Suspected enemy tank. Let's tell their friends to hold fire on hard targets. And these guys are cooked. One man left in the squad. This platoon has been destroyed here. But as we can see, they did some nice work at least. I believe... I think they got these guys too over here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 enemy vehicles as well. Or for the price of like 1 platoon. I mean, decent. Here an enemy tracked vehicle can now be spotted by the HQ element of the Norrland Rifle Company posted up here. So let's get those guys the hell back. Something like that should be working out for us. And let's get this 103 on the hunt then over here maybe. And this one too. Yeah. As there's not a lot that can cover him from getting onto objective 3 except this local fence platoon over here. Yeah, we lost this rifle squad up here. This one might be able to observe though. Some kind of tracked vehicle is making its way out through here as well, or over here. But we have well enough defenses here that I'm not worried. There is some kind of there is a motor rifle squad just hanging out back here though. Let's get some HE onto them. Yeah, this was how you did it. I'm quite new to this game. Anyway, let's see here. Yeah, 3 per tube should be good enough. And yeah, here the T-62 can be spotted moving about. Let's divert our 103 back then. Or actually, let's get him quickly out here and rotate this way. BMP-1 was destroyed here by an IKV. That is cool. Let's have this one hunt around here for any enemy tanks. Some kind of tracked vehicle was destroyed yet again here. Suspected BMP-1 by the IKV-91. This motor rifle squad is not moving around after being fired upon. 103 is set up here, looking towards the minefield. Good, good, good. I'm rerouting this platoon over here at what was it called now again? Eikile of this local defense forces. One more BMP-1 here was destroyed by a Bill. It's a gem. Pretty cool. We are getting eyes on an enemy tank, hitting it from the front. Let's get more rounds off. Come on, Stridsvagn 103. 2 hits. If he returns fire and kills us, I'm gonna be so disappointed. There we go. Good work. They have mine plows on some of these tanks though, so they should be able to navigate the minefields a bit easier. As you can see, okay, here comes the BMP-1. I'm so sad that we don't have any AT-4s left for this squad. Well, it is what it is. I'm rerouting this 103 back here and then to a firing position here. Because if the enemy takes a left here, we might just miss him out. BMP-1 is spotted in the middle of the field where so many of his friends have died. They're not really acting that smart right now. I'm sorry to say, as I said, it's a limitation of the game. That the AI isn't, you know, like a human. And now the local defense forces are getting into, or the local defense platoon over here is getting into contact with the enemy motor rifle squad. This is just a perfect way for them to be fighting, you know, killing, you know, just taking in whatever the front line can't, or slips past the front line rather. And the 103 here is getting into, he snuck out on the road and snuck up on a T-55. Come on, buddy. What the? How do you miss? How do you miss? There you go. I think I can hear. Oh, what the hell is even going on here? A T-62 has gotten out of the woods, presumably, and this is the kind of this is the kind of fighting you will expect in this kinds of situations, because obviously the forest is, you know, yeah, or obviously the road is a quite obvious way of moving about, but you can always reroute through the forest, so, you know, you can sneak up on and you can be snuck upon, or, well, you understand. We're spotting further BMPs along this road. Tells me that the new enemy axis, they've been probing, maybe they've found that this is the way to go. We only really have 2 STRVs here. The Bill is getting eyes on this BMP-1 as it takes the minefield in stride. But the Bill can't be escaped. Enemy rotary wing has been spotted here, an Mi-24 getting really close to our lines. We do not have anti-air coverage here, but I'm unsure where he's going. If he would set up over here, he would have a field day. Moving like this, I don't know. Oh damn. No, you guys need to pop smoke. You're so cooked. What the hell? 2 Hinds just appeared and struck our local defense local defense platoon here. Not doing a whole lot, to be honest. I think we can fire upon them with small arms. We aren't though, they're going quite quick. What the hell was that, guys? Okay, so you have Hinds with the, I can see 80 gems under the wings, but, or at the hard points. But yeah, okay, cool. I know you can fire even on stationary helicopters with Sabo from tanks and stuff in game, that is. Obviously you can do it in real life, but it's cool that that's modeled in game, because few people realize that a Sabo is a real threat to an enemy helicopter, actually. You know me, I love my tanks, so obviously take everything I say concerning a tank with a grain of salt, but you know, they are a bigger threat than what one would presume. Another tracked vehicle appears here close to our scout team. Maybe the scout team will be dealt with now, but maybe they will be able to evade a detection. We don't know. Okay. Some kind of enemy ground unit is spotted all the way over here. Enemy T-62. Okay, interesting. Let's get the 103 on the job. It all depends on where he's going here. If he takes a right, well, I don't know. We have the builds, but they don't really have coverage towards over the lake. If he takes a left, he's in for a world of hurt. But yeah. Could push back one of the 103s across the lake like that. Further contacts along this road. Seems like we will have to hunt him down with a 103. And now these motorized rifles are yet again being contacted by the reservists. Yeah, no way, bro. No way. That's like, as I said, I'm getting this 103 across the lake here. Just to... Oh, halt. Angle towards enemy. BMP-1 here. Bill is taking fire from something. Maybe the BMP-1. 2 reserve squads is firing. Everything went a little bit too quick there. I had it on fast, so this I think is the most pressing here. Because we're kind of cooked. If we don't get this tank around. Okay. Bill is firing. 103 is taking fire. Bill misses. Let's pop smoke this time. And reverse here. Okay. Smoke is going. And actually, I want you to reverse here. Bill is kind of being cooked by a BMP-1. I mean, I guess it happens. This motorized rifle squad is still not taken care of, but that happens too, I guess. They're kind of deep in the forest, so... Enemy BMP-1 is spotted in this field. IKV is taking... They're taking indirect fire over here. Okay. That will do it. The 103 is returning fire. T-62 spotted by one of their reservists over there, actually. As soon as he crosses the smoke. And we routed that squad. Nice. Tell this guy to just rotate onto the enemy. Giving us the best chances. He should have no problem spotting this thing. Okay. Why aren't you spotting it? You have good line of sight. Okay. You definitely need to just move out and get contact then. BMP-1s are appearing. This build squad is basically out for the count. Highly accurate enemy indirect fire is dealing with it. Now the 103 is getting contact here. And destroying the T-62. Cool. Let's have him stay here. Let's have the 103 here though instead. Let's have him get back to his friend, honestly. Our reservists are kind of getting cooked here, so let's help out with some high explosive. Reaper tube. Oh no, this scout team has been revealed. We will do nothing with small arms against the BMP. I don't know why they even began firing. Oh, we're being targeted by their indirect fire. That explains why we're getting so cooked here. These guys should get out of contact at this point. We could just get a really good fire mission going here. Let's cancel this one, get a new one. Like so. Let's get 104 rounds on target. Out here. Get them moving a little bit. Like so. And also let's call in the VIG. And I mean, why not? Why not? Or actually both. Let's see how quick we will be. Broken arrow this shit. Yeah, 3 minutes and 30 seconds. Yeah, these guys are really getting cooked here by indirect fire. So in 1 minute, fire mission will commence here, and in 2 minutes more, the aircraft will strike. 103 is moving back quickly. Moving at, I don't know what that was on the road. That was pretty quick, but it's moving 44 kph across the ice. We are engaging a motor rifle squad with these guys, and the motor rifles don't seem to be really knowing where we're firing from. These reservists that got the worst contact was are now retreating. The enemy motor rifle squads looked to be retreating as well here though. So that is good. IKV is getting contact towards the motor rifles now. But this scout team I think is, yeah, they're cooked. IK. Oh, the battle has reached its conclusion. Well, that was that then, huh? Show the after action report. Okay. Okay. Yeah, this is heavily in our favor, I must say. That is cool. That is cool. And you remember, guys, this was not like to show kind of, or show off any kind of, you know, oh, this is exactly how it would go in real life. What I could do in the simulation was, you know, fight as I myself can choose how I fight. And I think I fought pretty similarly to what the Norrland Brigades were, you know, supposed to do in real life. But the enemy, you know, you can't really decide how well it will fight. So some people might think, oh, but this is bullshit, you know. Why this, you know? Why did it turn out like this? Well, obviously, you know, I can't control the enemy. They will fight as they do, and I will fight as I do. We can see here though that some motor rifle squads have actually started making their way through the lines towards our own mortars, which is really interesting that they were able to sneak through all of this. But you know, I guess it happens. I am a little bit curious. Did our mines get anything done? Did we, like, were we able to knock out any vehicles? Unsure. Yeah. I don't know, guys. If you know more about this game, please tell. You know, they had a lot of mortars back here, which we could find. They had OSA, SAMs as well, Strelas. They had BMP once more incoming. BMP ones over here. And as we can see, they are kind of concentrated, at least where we have killed them and stuff, along the roads. So, I mean, that is similar to real life. They have to take the road. This, I think, might have been destroyed by a mine, actually. I don't think we got this ourselves. So that is cool. That is cool. I think, actually, the mine worked out then. BMP once galore, though. I really gave the enemy, you know, I gave them enough points to do something here. But they failed. And look, these STRVs would have to really work for it. Yeah, that was cool, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this video. It was really fun to make, especially the intro. I'm really tired now. It's about 4 a.m. here in Sweden, so it's time for me to say goodnight. And yeah, until next time, take care. Bye.
Stridsgrupp Enejärvi till Bertil Caesar. Stridskontakt över. Fienden nedkämpad. Flertalet mekskyttekompanier och stridsvagnskompanier stoppade längs linjen Pilmelampi, Laurila, norrut. Slut meddelande.